What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to SideLine Sports Week 17 Pick-Ems, first episode of 2021. I'm joined once again by my co-host, Amer. Amer, what's going on?
What's going on, my man?
Not too much. Happy New Year, my brother. And Kal, Happy New Year, man. First episode 2021. What's going on? What you got for the people?
Man, we got a lot of badass content for 2021 for our viewers and everybody out there listening.
Absolutely. So let's get right into it, guys. First game on the schedule, we got the Atlanta Falcons at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm going to start with Kal. Kal, who you got in this one?
Yeah, we're going Tampa on this one for obvious reasons. Atlanta just doesn't want to win any more games. Tampa's got a lot on the line. If they lose, I'm not sure what happens if they lose, but I know if they win, it's going to help them a lot in the seeding. So going with the GOAT in this one.
All right, sounds good. Ahmed, who you taking in this one?
I'm going to take Atlanta in the first half, and then I'm going to take Tampa Bay in the second half. Dude, Atlanta is just fucking blowing leads left and right. Plus, I wouldn't vote against fucking Tom Brady. The way they've been playing the last couple weeks, it looks like they're finally getting their momentum on offense. So I'm going to go ahead and take Tampa Bay.
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of scary that Tampa Bay is kind of figuring it out at this point in the season going into the playoffs. Probably, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if they made a strong push, even made it to the Super Bowl. But for this game specifically, I'm gonna ride with the Buccaneers. Next game on the schedule, we got Dallas Cowgirls at my beloved New York Giants. I'm gonna start with Ahmed. Ahmed, who you got in this one?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Giants in this one. Hopefully, Danny Dimes will show up if he's playing, right? But the Cowboys looked kind of scary last week, the way they were playing. Of course, it was against the Eagles, but the Eagles kind of looked like they were figuring out a little bit with Jalen Hurts. But I think this is a bounce-back game for the Giants' defense. I think they figured it out from the beginning to end rather than waiting until the middle of the second quarter to figure it out. So I'm going to take the Giants, and hopefully they can end the season strong and win the division.
Yeah, hopefully. Kal, who you taking in this one?
I'm actually going with the Cowboys, man. I think the Cowboys win this game and win the division. With what's going on with Washington, with Dwayne Haskins' situation, I feel like that's going to affect the clubhouse a lot. So I feel like that's going to kind of throw them off. I'm going with the Cowboys, man. They look good, man. They kind of contain the Eagles a little bit. Jalen Hurts been balling out this past couple of weeks, man. So it's not like, oh, he's been struggling and the next Cowboys just shut him down. Yeah, I'm going with Giants offense, man. I'm sorry, bro. I love you and I love your Giants, bro. But that offense is just kind of worse than the Bears, to be honest with you. And so, yeah, I'm going with the Cowboys for those reasons.
Yeah, I mean, our offense is notoriously horrible. I'm not going to disagree with you there at all. I try to pretend like it's not. And Daniel Jones has like a lingering hamstring injury. It's been fucking with his mobility. Not that it would make that great of an improvement. But honestly, just off the Giants' track record going up against Andy Dalton all those years in Cincinnati and however he's playing, even in Dallas, even with that high-powered offense, I'm still going to ride with the Giants this week. I'm thinking that they're able to close it out. I'm not expecting much for them in the playoffs, but I do think that they take a W in this game. Moving on to the next game on the schedule, we got the New York Jets at the New England Patriots. This is like a who cares game of the week. Kal, who you taking this one?
Yeah, the who cares game of the week. I'm just gonna go with Belichick on this one. As bad as the season, disappointing season. I shouldn't say bad. I mean, they're 6-9, so it's like whatever. But I don't think Belichick's ending that 2020 season losing to the Jets, especially the Jets. The Jets, man, they fucking suck. You guys fucking are ass. You guys had the number one pick for the last 14 weeks, and you fucking dumbasses in that front office decided to win games. You just fucked up. You had literally one of the best quarterback prospects in recent memory. Like, I can't even. This guy was bigger hype than Joe Burrow, probably even Tim Tebow. And then you guys go and do this, and now you give it to Jacksonville. Like, holy, what the fuck can you guys do right in there? Like, you can literally throw anybody into that organization and let them run it, because clearly the Jets have that fucking mentality of fucking let whoever run this damn shit show. Adam Gase needs to be fired. Sam Darnold needs a new system. Joe Flacco, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, but you just keep doing what you're doing. Frank Gore does not deserve to go out like this. Bill Belichick, you're still the fucking GOAT in my eyes, and I know you will figure it out. I'm going New England in this one. I am so fucking pissed at the New York Jets because they are just so ass garbage. I'm going New England in this one, bro.
Oh my God, a lot to decipher there. Who are you taking in this one?
This is really a who care game for real, because I really don't give a shit who the hell wins, right? I would rather have Belichick win to go out not losing to the Jets, but this is a game that I feel like the Jets could win. Like, they could probably win this game easily, and I say easily very mildly, only because Cam Newton's been playing fucking weird like all season, and plus he might not even play week 17. Like, they haven't even announced a starter for week 17 yet, and dude, I don't fucking know. I'm gonna take the Jets just to be the contrarian in this, but I mean, who the fuck cares?
Yeah, honestly, I think that I kind of fuck with what the Jets did, low key. I mean, we talked about this a little bit. Like, dude, I don't want to fucking play for a first overall pick. I want to get wins, even if it's teams that I'm not supposed to necessarily get wins against. But I do think they definitely did fuck themselves in terms of drafting. I mean, hopefully, if they even are looking at Justin Fields, hopefully he is the prospect that everybody's talking about to be. Hopefully he's not the same type of OSU quarterback we always see come out, kind of just like fizzles out in the NFL. But specifically for this week, I'm going to go with Cal. I think Belichick is not going out losing to the Jets. I think the Jets have hit their max potential for this 2020 NFL season. They got their 2 wins. I don't think they need to be greedy. I think they're going to get any more. And like I said all year, I don't think the Jets are the worst team in the NFL. They may have shown it record-wise, but playing-wise and just ability-wise, I don't think that they are. But what a disappointing season for the Jets. I agree.
I fucking can't stand that. I fucking hate
Okay, quick question. Over under the Jets win 4 games next season.
Oh, yeah, over.
I'm going to go under, dude.
You think over?
They'll win the
If
they'll win the final 4 games. They'll go 0-12, and then they'll go 4-12. They're fucking idiots.
In true Jets fashion, absolutely. Oh my God! Next game on the schedule, we got the Minnesota Vikings at the Detroit Lions. Ahmed, I'm gonna start with you. Who you taking this one?
I'm gonna take the Vikings in this game, mainly for the reason that Stafford's probably not gonna play this week, and that's really it. Like the Vikings, although they have shown signs of being playoff potential, like a playoff potential team, I don't know what the fuck has been going on with them. Like Kirk Cousins, we said this the other day. Kirk Cousins has been playing a lot better this season than he has in his entire career. Dalvin Cook has been playing shattering numbers, better than he did last year. And they have those 2 star-studded receivers. And for whatever reason, they just couldn't put it together. They couldn't even have a winning season this year. But I think the Lions are just completely messed up from top to bottom. I feel like they're completely lost. Like the only bright spots in their team would be Matthew Stafford, Kenny Galladay, and then Jeff Okudah if he plays, right? Like, I know he's not going to play this week, but, dude, fuck. I don't know. I feel bad for the Lions, but Vikings for sure.
All right, Cal, who you taking on this one?
Matthew Stafford's got to get the fuck out of there, too, because that's another organization that pisses me off. Yes, I'm a fan of Matthew Stafford. That dude's a fucking stud, man. I'm not saying, he's no Aaron Rodgers, not like that. Dude's a fucking stud, bro. With the right pieces, he could be fucking a lot better actually playing the playoffs. Kirk Cousins, on the other hand, I fucking hate him too. Because you got one of the best running backs in the league, Dalvin Cook. Just give this guy the ball and it's game over. You got 2 badass wide receivers in Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson. Your tight end's pretty fucking good. Irv Smith's been, showing out a little bit here and there. And then you got fucking, like, you guys can't figure that out either. Your offensive talent is just so good. It reminds you of like the Bears cheese. Remember like the Cutler era with like Martellus Bennett, Elshon, Brandon Marshall, Matt Forte. Like you guys can't figure it out. Like that pisses me off because. Like,
but to credit to the Bears, they did make the playoffs that year.
Okay, you're right, but like still, like this team teams like this just make me so mad. You got such great players and you're wasting their prime, dude. Like put Bill Belichick in this situation. This is a fucking 15-1, 14-2 team, dude. Week in and week out, it just really pisses me the fuck off to see guys like this. Kirk Cousins just controlling the fucking playoff races for fucking Dalvin Cook and their wide receivers. It's pathetic. But I'm going with the Vikings on this one because Stafford's probably not playing. There's no reason for him to play. You guys are out, nothing to play for. Lose another game, get a better draft position, but fucking Vikings in this one, man. I'm pissed.
Yeah, honestly, I'm going to go with the Vikings on this one, too. I think that Kirk Cousins should be flattered somebody compared him to Jay Cutler. Like, those are, like, incredible. Those are big shoes to fill comparing him to Jay Cutler because with all Cutler's issues, like, that motherfucker could sling it. But yeah, I mean, we talked about this in the podcast. Matt Stafford, man, they need to build a fucking statue of him in Detroit for everything he's contributed, his body including. He is another player. Like I know you said that about Frank Gore. He's another player. Doesn't deserve to go out like this. I hope he does find better pastures or greener pastures on other teams. But specifically for this week, like you said, nothing to play for. The Vikings honestly should stomp them out.
I wasn't comparing Kirk Cousins to Jay Cutler. I think I hated Cutler in Chicago because his attitude is just like he didn't want to win. He's way more talented than Kirk Cousins. I meant in terms of you have a lot of offensive talent around you. You don't know how to utilize it to win, and it's just like you don't deserve it. You know what I mean? Some people don't deserve nice things. Give it to somebody else who deserves that nice thing, and we'll understand.
Yeah, they have the potential there to be a high-powered offense. They're just not tapping into it consistently.
It's like that rich snotty kid who's like, dude, you got this, and like there's a less fortunate kid over here. Like I would do so much with this, but this rich fucking snotty kid doesn't know how to use it, and he doesn't value it as much as other people would value it. Really pisses
Exactly.
me off.
I'm about to win my division at 6-10. I know exactly what you mean.
2021, it's all about value. It's all about we don't give a fuck no more. Bro.
Exactly. No fucks given. Next game on the schedule, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cleveland Browns. Potentially, well, actually not really a game of the week. Mason Rudolph is starting. Might get PTSD remembering about the last time he played the Browns. Cal, I'm going to start with you in this one. Who are you taking in this game?
Yeah, the Browns got lucky. I mean, Big Ben's not like, oh my God, putting up crazy numbers, but they're lucky he's not playing because this is a huge fucking game for them. And, you know, you lost to the fucking Jets last week. Yeah, he had no wide receivers, but it's the Jets. I don't care. You got the best running duo in the league, Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb. There should be no reason for that. Even though the Jets were stacking the box, so fucking surprisingly, Adam fucking Gates stacked the box. Finally, he fucking did something good. Yeah, I'm going with the Browns on this one because Roethlisberger's out, and the Steelers just not a 12-3 team that rerun this schedule again. They're 9-7, not 12-3, in my opinion.
Oh man, preaching to the choir, Cal. Ahmed, who are you taking this one?
I'm going to take the Browns mainly for the fact that they are the better team, plain and simple. The loss last week that they suffered was just, they shouldn't have lost. Honestly, I went back and watched the highlights. I really don't know how the hell they lost. Like, I mean, they didn't have any rushing attack. Maybe that's literally why they lost. Like, everything else was kind of in sync. Their defense was playing decently well. Like, Baker Mayfield was throwing the ball okay, but the Steelers suck. We've said this all year. Like, they're not fucking good. They're nothing. Everything that they've done hasn't been good. They were 11-0, lost 3 weeks in a row, and then he finally won again. And I mean, that was probably your first statement win of the season. But anyway, Big Ben is out. Like, he's resting or whatever. And the Browns have a lot more to play for than the Steelers do, obviously, since the Steelers clinched already. And then we already talked about this as well. The AFC's, there's 5 teams that are 10-5, so the Browns need to win this week, like 110%. If they lose, they're out of the playoffs 100%.
Yeah, I'm actually going to take the Steelers in this one. Here's the thing about the Cleveland Browns. They are one of the weirdest teams to watch because at times they look so lethal, like they have such a dynamic offense, and then sometimes they lose against the fucking Jets. It's like this is the same team that embarrassed the Giants, who have, I would say, an above average defense, like an above 50% defense in the NFL, and they blew us the fuck out on primetime football. But then you go and you lose to the Jets. This doesn't bode well for how you guys are supposed to do in the postseason. And it's like, you know, like you guys were clicking, everything was going great. Jarvis Landry was, you know, having that offense running smoothly. You had that two-headed running back attack of Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, and it's like now you're literally playing for survival. Are you going to see a wild card game? This is what this game is for. Like we said, there's 5 teams right now currently tied at 10-5, and it's like anybody can win and still make it out. So if you lose, you basically just shut the door on yourself. Like, they need to find a way to get it done, and I just don't know if they can get it done this week. I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers, even though the Steelers are severely overrated. Let's not get that. Like, if this, like Cal was, yeah, you're saying like if they redid the schedule, if this was a non-COVID year, if this was a year where they were going into certain places with fucking crowds and they had to play with that type of emotion and that type of noise, I don't necessarily think they walk out with a 12-3, 12-4, 13-3 record.
9-7 at best.
Absolutely. All right, next game on the schedule, we got Baltimore Ravens at the Cincinnati Bengals. Cal, who you taking this one?
Yeah, I'm going to go Baltimore in this one. They got to win, too. They're in the same boat with Cleveland. They have to win, you know, in terms of making the playoffs. Bengals, you know, it's obviously it's over with. Even when Joe Burrow was on the field, you know, they're still done with. The Ravens, Lamar, man, looking like Lamar. You know, the Lamar that we all fell in love with last year. I fell in love with. I love him, man. Such a talented guy. They're clicking again, man. They're getting some, you know, Lamar's getting them pass touchdowns to his boys, you know, his main boys and all that. Gus Edwards, you know, and those other guys in the backfield are looking great. I'm going Baltimore on this one. Please go ahead, man.
Who you got in this one?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens as well. Same idea as Cal said. This is a must-win game for them. And kind of like both you guys preach to the choir, loser of these 10-5 teams is out 100%. Like, there's no way around it unless literally every team loses. And even then, like, one team is out. Bengals, again, even with Joe Burrow on the field, weren't as competitive as we hoped they would be. They ended the season. They're probably going to end the season 4-11-1, which I think is kind of where everyone picked them to be, around 4 to 5 wins on the season with Joe Burrow. And the fact that they did it without him shows how much heart that they actually have. And hopefully with Joe Burrow coming back healthy next season, they'll be a little bit more competitive with a higher draft pick, another first rounder to help him out.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens in this one. Mad respect to everything that they've done in Cincinnati this year, even after losing Joe Burrow. Like, you really feel like they're trying to really build a winning culture there. This just obviously isn't their year. Very unfortunate losing Joe Burrow. T's and P's to him. Like Cal said, like, they're finally starting to click. We're starting to see the Lamar Jackson that we're used to seeing, at least definitely on the ground. Always lethal. But yeah, I definitely think that they win. And do either of you know, does this win seal a playoff berth for them?
Yeah, I think if Cleveland, I think it's between them and Cleveland. I think if one or the other loses and the other wins, then that goes in. Then I think it goes to towards the divisional record. But remember, Baltimore beat them in that Monday night shootout. So I think the tiebreaker goes to Baltimore.
Yeah, I think Baltimore has a tiebreaker on it. So even if both teams win, I think the Ravens make it. But let's say if one of those other 10-5 teams like the Colts lose, I think both of them end up making it.
Yeah,
man, so crazy. Everything came down to week 17. All right, next game on the schedule, we got the Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills. We got this one.
Again, another 10-5 AFC team fighting for a playoff berth. As much as I think this is my game of the week because I'm so excited to see the future of the AFC East. Even with the Patriots having a down year, Tua against Josh Allen. Obviously, right now Josh Allen is playing lights out. He's playing at MVP candidate level. I'm gonna take the Bills just because they are the better team offensively and defensively. Even though the Dolphins defense has been playing lights out all year as well. I just feel like the experience with Josh Allen in that offense for the 3 years that he's had, plus with literally the leading receiver in the NFL and Stephon Diggs, I think their offense is just going to be too much for Miami's offense, and I think that's where it comes down to is just the offensive battle, and I think the Bills win them in this one.
All right, Cal, who you got in this one?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard anything about them sitting Allen or any of the starters, so I mean, assuming they all play, I'm gonna go with the Bills. You know, Fitzpatrick is actually on the COVID list. I don't know if you guys have seen that was announced today. I don't think Tua has what it takes, man. Not that I don't think he has it, but like, dude, I don't know why Flores keeps taking him in and putting him in and taking him out, like middle of a fucking game. Like, that kind of fucks with your confidence as a young man, you know what I mean? Like, damn, do I got it? Then you're putting me back in and you're taking me out. It's just like, you know, what the fuck do you do here? I just feel like, you know, especially in a big game like this, I don't think Tua is ready for it. And I don't think the Bills give a flying fuck that the Dolphins need a win, to be honest with you, man. I think Josh Allen's going to one more week for him and Diggs to actually maybe solidify his case for the MVP to cap off this badass season they had. 13-3 with an MVP record, or with the MVP trophy for the quarterback and Stephon Diggs, #1 receiver. Got to go with the Bills on this one.
Yeah, honestly, I think the Bills want to play spoilers right here to the Miami Dolphins. They know exactly that they could rest their players here. They already won the division. There's no chance of getting the #1 seed here. At this point, if you're playing, it's for pure spite. I am keeping you out of the playoffs, and I want you to know that I did that to you. I agree with Kyle 100%. I do think that Josh Allen has definitely cemented himself as a top 3 MVP candidate. I don't necessarily know if he's going to beat out Rodgers for it just because of seeding or wherever they are in their respective conferences. But I do think that their intention is to keep the Miami Dolphins out of the playoffs this week. I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills.
And, dude, Josh Allen's numbers, compared to Patrick Mahomes this season, dude, they're very fucking similar, man, in terms of touchdowns to interception ratio, yards, completion percentage. So, he's having a very good fucking season, man. People understand that, I don't think.
And to bring up your point about the seeding thing with the Packers, if both teams end up winning this weekend, they'll have the same exact record. Now, obviously, the Packers would be first in the conference, and then the Bills would probably end up second or third. So I think in that case, I think Rodgers is going to be the MVP either way. But, I mean, Josh Allen has made a case 100%. I think he is probably the one player besides maybe even Derrick Henry that can argue why he didn't win.
Yeah, for sure.
Should they have an AFC and NFC MVP or no?
No, I don't. I think MVP is MVP. If you want to do a AP player of the year or some shit in each conference, that's cool. They do defensive players of the year and shit like that. But I think MVP, it's unanimous. You played better than your peers did.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like the MLB where it's so many games and so many different teams and all that. So I think that's why they kept it at just one MVP. But I mean, that'd be interesting to see if they did two, like one AFC, one NFC.
Yeah.
For sure, you never know. Next game on the schedule, we got the Seattle Seahawks at the San Francisco 49ers. Amer, who you got in this one?
I'm going to take Russell Wilson and the Seahawks in this one, purely for the fact that, again, they're fighting for their a better seeding. Even though they won their division already, I feel like if they can somehow pull out a win and one of those two other NFC teams can somehow lose. So, like, if they end up winning and the Bears somehow end up beating the Packers, Seahawks get the number one spot. This is mainly, I think this game is mainly for pride for Russell Wilson and them, to show them that, yeah, we had a couple down weeks where we weren't playing up to the Seahawks standard where they were the first half of the season. I think this is a game for Russell Wilson and the boys to just kick it into gear against their division rival in the 49ers. 49ers, credit to them, they played great all season compared to all the shit that has happened to them. But I think the Seahawks offense is just going to be too much for that 49ers depleted defense.
All right, respect. Cal, who you got in this one?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Seattle too, but I also think they're like Pittsburgh. I think they're one and done. I think they're a bit overrated because once Russell Wilson doesn't do anything, like that defense ain't picking up shit. With Steelers, though, it's Ben Roethlisberger. The offense doesn't do anything. It's cool. They got that badass defense with TJ Watt anchoring that whole team. Shout out to the 49ers, though, man. That whole entire Super Bowl team they had last year is literally on the fucking IR, you know what I mean? Except for a few people came back, but they did great over there. Kyle Shanahan's a badass coach. For this week, I got to go with Seattle on this one.
Yeah, I think we're all on Seattle this week. Credit to Kyle Shanahan. Like Amer said, despite all the losses this year, just finding a way to somehow even be competitive towards the end of the season, even have a chance at somehow making a run at wild card in that very competitive NFC West. But I think Seattle, like you guys said, have something to play for. It's that fight or flight mentality. I think it's going to carry them this week into the postseason. So I'm going to go with Seattle. Next game on the schedule, we got the Arizona Cardinals at the Los Angeles Rams. Cal, who you got on this one?
This is a game that has so many playoff implications for these teams and other teams. The Bears. But Jared Goff is out. He might be out. They're saying basically he's going to be out with his thumb. Cooper Kupp's on the COVID list. I still think that defense kind of still carries that team a lot. But I got to go with Arizona on this one, man. I just feel like because if they score a couple times, I don't think that Rams offense is going to be able to, keep up with it, especially with Goff out and Kupp out. It's going to be a different, whole different ballgame, whole different dynamic. I got to go with Kyler Murray in this one, man.
All right, Ahmed, who you got in this one?
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same boat with Cal as well. Again, this game, so for the playoff seeding, if the Cardinals lose, Bears are automatically in. But if the Rams end up winning, they end up taking, if I'm not mistaken, the first wild card spot. Cardinals are completely out. So this is a game where they need to win in order to make the playoffs. I think, again, they're one of those teams, if they even make it in the playoffs, I think they're one and done. But for the sake of Jared Goff not playing, Cooper Kupp, like that Cardinals offense, I feel like even though that Rams defense is so good, I think that the Cardinals offense is just going to be too much for the Rams offense, and they're just going to outshoot them out. And that's going to be the main difference in this game.
Yeah, honestly. So I'm going to break it down for you guys. This is a game of two teams that do not even deserve to be in this position. We've been saying it all year that the Los Angeles Rams are the biggest imposters, are the number two frauds behind the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? I think Sean McVay knows that. I think Jared Goff knows that. Who the fuck schedules surgery week 16 and says, oh, I'm not going to be available for week 17, but if you guys happen to get into the playoffs, I'll be there. He knew he wasn't getting them into the fucking playoffs. That's why you scheduled for surgery week 6. You could have probably fucking played. Like, come on, bro. This is a cop-out. This is a 100% cop-out. Jared Goff knows it. Sean McVay knows it. You're probably going to lose this game now. And to a team that, if you're a good team in the NFC, you should not lose to the Arizona Cardinals. I've been saying it the last couple of weeks. I personally feel like Kyler Murray is a tad bit overrated. I think that Cliff Kingsbury's offense is catered to him and catered to a high-powered run game. Having now DeAndre Hopkins is definitely changed an element to his game as well. But, I mean, fuck, like I said, I really don't think either team necessarily deserves to be in this position. But for conversation's sake, I mean, yeah, the Rams are down their starting quarterback. I don't know if that really matters, but I'm going to ride with the Cardinals just because I do think that they'll have a much better put together offense than the Rams. And if it gets down to it where it's just defense versus defense, you have to depend on somebody to score. My money's probably going to be on Arizona. So I'll take the Cardinals.
Yeah, pisses me off a lot. So I got to go on a little rant for 2 seconds. If you have this fucking offense around you, Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, this fucking 300 running back, you got a badass defense, you got Aaron Donald, this guy fucking move a semi-truck with his fucking one hand, this guy's so strong. And you can't get it done, dude, and you're getting paid $90+ million in your contract. You got a badass head coach. Sean McVay's a badass coach. You can't take anything down. That guy's a badass coach. Unless it's Bill Belichick in the Super Bowl. It's Bill Belichick, okay? You're going to lose to him regardless. But it's just like, that's another guy that just pisses me off. You got weapons, dude. You're in the playoff hunt. You need to win. This is when your team needs their guys in the last week of the season, and you're going to bail out. Like, that's a chicken move in my opinion. That's a chicken shit move. That's 2021's new word, chicken shit, right there.
And on top of that, they were like leading their division for a couple weeks earlier in the season, and then all of a sudden, you guys just started. I mean, don't get me wrong. We all said they were fucking imposters, so that's not. We knew this was gonna happen, but the way it like kind of happened, it was so fortunate for Jared Goff to hurt his thumb again in that game, and it just that's still.
Dude, they literally went from like the Rams, huh, to like shit, the Rams, huh? Like you fucking see these guys, like holy shit, Sean McVay, man, you deserve better too, especially in that city. You guys are supposed to be the good franchise. Like, come on, dude, get your shit together. Next game on the schedule, we got this right here. This is the worst team in the NFL. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars playing one of the other 10-5 football teams, currently the team out of the playoff picture. So hypothetically, if the first 4 teams ahead of them all win out and they still win, they're still out of the fucking playoffs, which is insane. The Indianapolis Colts. Cal, I'm gonna start with you. Who you got in this one?
I'm gonna go with the Colts on this one. The Jets suck. Or the Jaguars and the Jets too. I'm just talking about that. The Jags suck. Like, I think the Jets suck, but I don't think they're as bad as people make it seem because they were trying to throw. But why you guys suck so bad? Because you guys just threw your whole season and then you still couldn't get the first overall pick. Kudos to the fucking Jaguars, man, because you guys just literally fucking did what you wanted all season and then you still ended up getting the number 1 pick. That's badass. Fucking kudos to them. The Jets, I hate you guys. You guys suck. You guys are a terrible fucking franchise. Jaguars, kudos to you. I got Old Man Rivers and the Colts in this one, though, man. That they're looking good, man. I think that they're going to win this one. I don't know if they're going to make a lot of noise in the playoffs. I want to say one and done as well, but I got to see how. We don't even know the schedule for the playoffs, obviously, yet, right? Because there's so many things that's got to happen this week. We got to see what happens, so I got to look at that. But, like, this week, though, for Pick-Ems, I'm going with the Colts.
All right, Amer, who are you taking in this one?
Yeah, and Cal, to your point, even if they win, they're not making the playoffs. I know,
but it depends who they face.
Yeah, I mean, listen, real talk. Of course, the Colts are going to win this game. The Jags are literally the worst team in the NFL. They won week 1 on a fluke, and then they've just been they were the Jags the rest of the year.
You lose 15 games in a row and consider yourself a fucking NFL franchise, dude. Kick rocks.
The Jags are one of those teams that in 2017 they were on their way up. They were in in the AFC Championship. Like, they were there. Okay, they've been trash since. How does that even happen? Like, literally 3 years later, and you're even worse than where you were. Like, that doesn't happen. Again, they did trade a lot of their players. They let go of a lot of their players, but it's like all you needed was a quarterback. Like, you had the offensive talent. You had literally the best defense in the NFL, and then all of a sudden you're just this bad. The Jags are complete garbage. They are not going to win this game. The Colts will win. I think even if the Colts win, all those other teams that we said, the 10-5 teams, are going to end up winning their games because they're playing against teams that are either sitting out their starters or just easy games like this game. Colts are going to be out. They're not even going to make the playoffs. Carson Wentz to the Colts next year?
Question mark?
I mean, anything is possible. Here's the thing. You're going to ask me how. I'm going to tell you how the Jaguars got this bad. This is Blake Bortles' revenge. All right? That motherfucker got you to an AFC championship game, and this is how you treat him? You get him out of town? Fucking Minshew and his fucking weirdo mustache and his jorts and shit. And look what that fucking got you. So now you guys are 1-15. Trevor Lawrence, probably, I hope he comes to you guys, realizes how much of a dumpster fire you are and wants to leave. But that's besides the point. I'm mad at the Indianapolis Colts because, first of all, you lost to the Jaguars the last time you played them. You lost to the Browns. Who did they just lose to last week as well? We were just getting on their ass about it. Another game that they should have won. They were up 21 or some shit and ended up coming back and losing.
The fucking Steelers.
The Steelers. You guys had your destiny in your fucking hand, and now you're sitting out of the playoffs. 3 games that could have propelled you. You might have even topped the fucking Buffalo Bills for second in the conference, but now you're sitting here praying that you guys beat a team that you lost to, the worst team in the NFL, mind you, and you have to pray that everybody above you loses so that way you find a way to sneak in. That defense deserves better. Phillip Rivers, man, how do you still keep getting jobs? This is fucking incredible. Next game on the schedule is another fucking 10-5 team, right? It's the Tennessee Titans against the Houston Texans. Cal, who you got in this one?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Tennessee in this one. I still think Tennessee is the second best team in the AFC. Call me crazy, dude. I know they've got their asses rocked by the Packers, but, dude, that fucking Derrick Henry, dude, that guy's a fucking man amongst boys, dude. He is fucking huge. Tannehill's still playing his game manager role. He had that badass read option play this last week. Texans, don't even get me started again. This is another fucking team, dude. Okay? You got a franchise quarterback. I'm from Chicago. We don't know what the fuck that means, franchise quarterback, okay? You have a franchise quarterback, a generational talent fucking defensive end in J.J. Watt, okay? That guy looks like he eats fucking people like me for fucking breakfast when he wakes up. And you guys can't fucking figure that out, dude. I'm in Chicago. We don't know what the fucking quarterback is. Figure it out, man, for Watson, dude. That guy's so fucking good, man. He deserves a lot fucking better. You just traded fucking DeAndre Hopkins for David Johnson. Nothing to David Johnson, but I'm sorry, buddy. This is not fucking 2017, dude. You're not what you used to be. Maybe you had an off year, COVID year. I'll give it to you, see how you do next year. But I'm going with the Titans in this one. I think they're going to run. I think Derrick Henry's going to fucking break the single game rushing record this year. You heard it here on SLS, Week 17 Pick-Ems first. Derrick Henry breaks the single game rushing record against the Houston Texans this week.
All right, thank you for that take, Crazy. Who are you taking in this one?
I'm gonna take another 10-5 team that should win this game easily. The Texans, man, like Cal said, you got 2 star players, one on each side of the ball, and you let go of your fucking number 1 wide receiver, who's arguably literally top 3 receiver in the NFL, and you got nothing in return. This defense, you should be able to figure it out, to surround these 2 guys with players that can literally just help them out a little bit. Nobody on that Texans defense helps J.J. Watt out. Nobody on this Texans offense helps Deshaun Watson out. And hot take, it's not really a hot take. Deshaun Watson not on the Texans, they're an 0-16 team. They're that bad without Deshaun Watson.
I want the Colts.
Fuck.
Oh man, that would be such a Texans move to trade him into the division. That's such a Texans move.
Dude, literally. I'm gonna take the Titans just for the pure fact that they are the better team, offensively, defensively, special teams, literally everything, coaching, all that stuff. Titans should not lose this game. If Deshaun Watson outplays Derrick Henry, that'll be a fucking. I think that will literally solidify Deshaun Watson of how good of a fucking player he is.
Yeah, we talked about this on the podcast. We talked about after JJ Watt's speech, how without really saying anybody's name, he called a bunch of people out, and it's you know who you are if you heard that speech. Obviously you're aware that he's talking to you because you know that you're not doing everything that you should be. I think because of that, this week a lot of players are going to be held accountable. And I think that a lot of players are going to be playing to keep their job. With that being said, I think that of all of these 10-5 teams, that the one that is most likely to lose this game is the Tennessee Titans. That's why I called you crazy, Cal. I disagree. I don't think that they are the second best team in the AFC. I can understand why you could, because when they are clicking, they absolutely show that they got it. But I think that title, rightfully so, goes to the Buffalo Bills. But I think specifically for this week, J.J. Watt lit a fire under everybody's ass. I wouldn't be surprised if they came out here and dropped 40 on the Titans. I'm taking the Texans.
And by the way, the stats of the Texans last week, we covered this in the podcast as well. The Texans stat line last week with Brandon Cooks, Deshaun Watson, David Johnson, they all played like they've been MVP literally the entire year. They all dropped crazy numbers.
Yeah, you literally said if I handed you this stat sheet and I didn't tell you what the final score was, you would think this team won. You had multiple 100-yard receivers, 100-yard rusher. Deshaun Watson balled out. Like, they have what it takes there. It's just I think that they haven't had the right pieces in leadership yet. They got Bill O'Brien out there. That was the first good move. I really wanted Romeo Crennel to kind of work out there. I think that would have been really dope if he would have taken over, kind of changed the culture. Didn't fucking work out. He's probably gonna get a coaching job somewhere else because you can't fucking degrade him back to an assistant coach. It just doesn't work like that. So he's probably leaving there too. They're in a true rebuild. They're not in a reload. They're in a re-fucking build. The only two consistents are Deshaun Watson and JJ Watt. And honestly, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if they started taking trades for JJ Watt. That's just my hot take.
And by the way, I saw a lot of fucking trade rumors earlier in the season, not even now, earlier in the season for JJ Watt to where he could go next season. And dude, I would not want to see him in any other jersey besides the Texans jersey, just because of all the shit he's done in Houston for the city of Houston, not for the team specifically, but just all the off-field stuff he's done. I would love to see him end his career there with at least a winning season to back it up, even if just a playoff berth, like it make him feel like he earned something. Like this guy's a future Hall of Famer and nothing to show for with his team.
No doubt. Next game on the schedule, we got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Denver Broncos. Amer, who you got in this one?
This is literally, listen, the who care game earlier that we talked about, I think this is mine. This game, dude, the fucking John Gruden needs refund your fucking money. Like, trash, bro. I've been saying this all fucking year. I voted against them all fucking year, and they proved me wrong. Obviously, 7 times they've won 7 games, but the one fucking game I voted for them, they lost. Like, or they ended up winning. I'm sorry. They lost that game. Dude, the Raiders are fucking trash. They will win this game just because the Broncos. You know what? No. Now that I'm thinking about it, the Broncos are gonna win this game. That's how bad the Raiders are. Listen, the Broncos with Drew Lock and then Melvin Gordon kind of clicking back like a little bit. I think this is a game where the Broncos could just kind of like spoil the Raiders even more. And plus, I feel like the Raiders don't have anything to play for. You might as well lose and get a better draft pick, because that one game can make you go from either picking 16 or 12. So I don't know. I think the Raiders should win this game, but I'm gonna just take the Broncos for the fuck of it because I hate the Raiders.
Got you, Cal. Who you got?
John Gruden. I love John Gruden, but I think he belongs back in the booth instead of on the sideline because you just it's not working out. The Broncos, man, they're missing Von Miller. They still got a young-ass offense, so I think that they need some time to develop. But I always say this every week. I think Vic Fangio is not a head coach. He's more of a defensive coordinator. But for this week, I just feel like the Raider pride is going to get in the way. They got to win this game. They're going to finish off 8-8, and they're going to beat the Broncos this week. I can't even speak. I'm so mad right now about the Jets.
He's still on the Jets, bro.
Yeah, 10 games later, he's still on the Jets, bro.
Raiders will win this week.
I got you, man. All right, actually, I'm gonna be the opposite. I'm gonna take the Denver Broncos in this one. I think they're gonna fucking kill the Raiders this week. I think that the Raiders just shit the bed towards the end of the season, showed they might have actually had something to play for. This is just another team, man. Like, so many games that you guys had and you were in could have made a significant difference in your season. You just shit the bed. You pissed it away. And honestly, you don't even deserve to win this game. I'm gonna take the Broncos, hammer the Broncos by 50.
And they beat the Chiefs, your hardest game out of schedule. You beat them. And then, like, you go and do this, you go fucking 7-8. Like, come on, dude. Why?
Literally.
It's because
hang your fucking hat on that one.
It's because John Gruden's not a good coach. That's plain and simple. Like, 10 years, 100 million, bro. Like, you should go to the Raiders organization and just tell them, "Here's my money back. I don't deserve it.
Sorry for the robbery. Here you go."
Yeah, literally.
Oh my God! Next game on the schedule, we got that other team in Los Angeles, the Chargers at the Chiefs. Cal, who you got in this one?
Mahomes is out this week. I'm sure they're gonna set up a couple other starters, but I just feel like the team is so fucking good, man. I just think they're so good that I still think they're gonna win this week. Somehow, some way, they'll figure it out. If they lose, I would not be surprised either because of obvious reasons the stars are out. This really game's a toss-up, to be honest with you, man. I still think the Chargers are a lot better. I think the Chargers are a better team than the Steelers, okay? I think the record should be fucking different. But this week, though, I'm gonna go with the Chargers this week. I have to. I think they're gonna finish on a good note, and they're gonna show that they're the better LA football team.
All right, Amer, who you got in this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Chargers just for the sake of Justin Herbert. Dude, like Kal said, I personally think they're better than a lot of the teams in the AFC. They just got hit with the injury bug crazy. And of course, like a lot of teams did. This was a crazy year. COVID, all the injuries, all the stuff. So, but if you were to have all those healthy guys on their defense and then none of their guys being injured on offense, like they're probably a 9-win team, if not even more. But for the sake of this week, I mean, Pat Mahomes isn't playing. Probably half their starters aren't playing. I'm gonna just take the Chargers for the hell of it. Like week 17, screw it. Like, might as well. 2021, here we come.
Yeah. I'm gonna actually. I think this is a game that both teams should rest their starters. I don't think either team is playing for anything at this point. Even if I was the Chargers, I wouldn't necessarily look at this as a game that like, oh, I need Herbert out there to get reps for. It's like just put him away, shelf him, save him for next year. And I'm gonna take the Chargers regardless of what their decision is, because the Chiefs are having fucking Chad Henne start this week. For anybody who doesn't remember, Chad Henne was a fucking great quarterback to play for the Miami Dolphins. Nobody's really fucking seen him since. I didn't even know he was still in the league, so the fact that he's the backup quarterback for Pat Mahomes is mind blowing. Was he on the team last year? Did he win a Super Bowl ring? That's fucking astonishing.
Matt Moore, I believe. Remember for those couple games.
Oh man, so maybe Chad Henne right now is riding Pat Mahomes' coattails to the Super Bowl ring. I respect the fuck out of that because it's probably the only chance you have at any success is to be a quarterback like that's backup. So, but I'm still gonna take the Chargers this week. Next game on the schedule, we got the Green Bay Packers at the Bears. Amen, who you got?
As much as I would like, okay, I'm going to take the Bears. Let's just start that off right there, right down in there. I'm going to take the Bears just for the sake of their offense is playing a lot better than.
I need to hear
like,
this one.
Listen, so their offense the last 3 weeks, obviously they played against trash-ass defenses. We get that. But if they can, like, call the correct games, that's literally all it is. But the Packers are playing for a lot more now because they need to lock up that #1 seed. I think the Packers should win this game. Let's be real. Like, you're not going to vote out on the MVP Aaron Rodgers. Devontae Adams has been balling out all season. Packers should win this game. They blew us out the first time we played, and then ever since then, they've just been blowing out everybody. And it feels like, we covered this in the podcast as well, they have blown out every single team on primetime this year. Like, they are showing that they are the team. And credit, I mean, they did it last year too, but they just couldn't finish it. I think this is the year that they could get to the Super Bowl. But I want the fucking Bears to win so bad, bro. I hope we covered this as well. I think two of the three guys, and Matt Nagy, Ryan Pace, and Trubisky will be back next season. Hopefully Ryan Pace is the one out. Fuck, he's made too many mistakes for him to stay. Bill Lazor and Trubisky are kind of like clicking on offense, like picking the right plays and stuff. That's the only thing. That's literally the only bright spot. But our defense is playing like shit. Like, you got to step it back up. Like, we've said this all season. You should be playing a lot better than they have. I'm gonna take the Bears just because I'm a Bears fan and I want them to win and I want them to have better seeding in the playoffs. But I think the Packers should win this game.
Kal, who you got in this one?
I literally said the Packers should win. I want the Bears to win.
So you said that the Packers had more in this game, more at stake. I don't think so because the Bears have more at stake. We have to win, right? Because if the Cardinals lose, they're kind of fucked, right?
Yeah, but if the Packers win, they have home field advantage in the NFC.
Right, but then they'll be in the playoffs still, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're still in the playoffs either way, of course. But it goes from being a 1 seed to a 3 seed.
Right, but I mean, I think they'd rather still be in the playoffs rather than not getting in the playoffs. My thing is, though, is Bears had a good run yet. The offense is finally clicking and the defense is supposed to shit the bed. We can never just click on both sides of the ball. God forbid, God forbid the Bears, click offensively and defensively for one fucking time. If you're ever gonna do it, this is the week to do it. I would love to see it. It's such a Bears thing to do if they do make the playoffs or they don't, because it's like, oh, well, look how good we did the last 4 games. Like Eric Trubisky, 5 years, Nagy extension, Pace extension, Virginia McCaskey, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, they're just gonna just fuck the franchise so hard, and I'm ready for it. I'm really, really ready to just get fucked again. 2021, New Year, same Bears are gonna just fuck the fans like always. Aaron Rodgers already said it. I love beating the Bears. This motherfucker is not sitting this game. I don't give a fuck. He will play no matter what the fuck happens. He is going to go into Soldier Field. He's going to just dagger us. He's going to put the sword in us pregame, and then at the end of the game, he's going to shove it in more like King Arthur. Just shove it in, put his foot on fucking Bear's chest, and just pull the fucking sword out, bro. And then just lick the blood.
I don't like this negative vibe you're having in 2021 right now about the Bears.
Come on. Dude, let's be honest here.
I'm just kidding, bro.
Honest. The Bears win this game, it's going to fuck us so hard. Not only the draft, just extending the people that should.
They're not going to, but see, like,
another 2 years, fuck it. Why
no,
not?
they don't have enough money for that. They need to sign Allen Robinson. They're going to put him on the franchise tag. I promise you.
My friend, they have the money. It's a fucking $4 billion business. They have the money, my friend, okay? I promise you that. Every team has the money in a big marketplace. COVID is not affecting these little fucking guys. It's not a mom and pop shop restaurant, okay? This is a fucking $4 billion franchise. They have the fucking money. If they don't have it, they can fucking get it somehow, some fucking way, okay? They're a reliable source to pay back the source that gives them the money. Aaron Rodgers coming into Soldier Field, bro, solidifies MVP statement, and no other way would he rather have it in a fucking sweeter fashion, solidify his MVP and #1 seed, and to do it against the Chicago Bears in Soldier Field. In a fucking primetime game, his game got flexed. He's gonna fucking do it. He's gonna end Trubisky and Nagy's career, and I am all for it. Aaron Rodgers MVP, baby. I fucking love you. Please, for all the Bears fans that are thinking realistically, dude, win. Please win. I don't like the Packers. I love Aaron Rodgers. Fucking call me a fake Bears fan for saying that. Dude's a fucking boss, a fucking baller. Motherfuckers drafted a quarterback to replace him. Dude said, fuck you guys. I'm gonna win an MVP at age 35 because that's who the fuck I am. Aaron Rodgers by fucking 40. Trubisky, love you, brother. It's over, man.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say this. There are times in sports where a team goes through like a great stretch of loss and then they rattle off wins together at the end, and then they sit on the precipice of greatness and they have destiny in their own hands. And in what fashion would it be better to get into the playoffs than to dethrone the MVP and the current #1 seed in the NFC, correct? I don't think this is it. This is not that story. 100%, not at all. I think that Aaron Rodgers is going to discount double check his ass all the way up and down Soldier Field. He literally did an interview this past week and he said his favorite stadium to play in is Soldier Field. He loves playing in Soldier Field. He's going to drop 50 himself. He might run in for 6 if he's feeling froggy like that. I think that you guys worked all the way here just to run into a fucking buzzsaw, and it's not your fault. It really is not. What you guys did at the end of the season to even get into this position, like, kudos. That's fucking.
No, fuck them.
You guys did what I wanted to do, and we probably would have won the division if we had your guys' record. But alas, that is not the position that we sit in. We sit in week 17. You guys are playing Aaron Rodgers, the perennial MVP. Everybody's basically saying it. I think that this is going to be a fucking bloodbath. I love you guys, but this is going to be a bloodbath.
No, we agree with you 100%. The Packers are going to win this game.
Devontae Adams is going to have 600 yards. I'm just going to let you guys know right now. He's going to have 48 receptions, 600 yards.
I actually, you know what's
a fucking problem.
You know what's crazy? I think Devontae Adams is still going to get Devontae Adams numbers, but I think Aaron Jones or even AJ Dillon are going to run their fucking legs down our throat. That's what I think is going to happen. I don't even think that, like, don't get me wrong, Aaron Rodgers is still going to throw 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, 100%. But I think AJ Dillon or Aaron Jones, whoever's going to be the main back in this game, is going to just run it down our throats. That's what I think will really happen.
Listen, RIP Chicago Bears, 2020 NFL season. The Giants are right behind you, so it's not that deep.
Remember, just like the 2013 when the division was on the line and that Randall Cobb play, and it came down to the last game of the season against the Packers. We've done this twice already. This is gonna be the third time. This
is Chicago Bears football.
And you know what's so funny? We've had two different quarterbacks in that situation. The Packers had that one dude, number 12, bro. Discount fucking double check all over Soldier Field from your Packers 1 yard line to the Bears fucking 1 yard line. Do what you gotta do, Mr. Rogers. Bears lose this game.
And by the way, even if the Bears lose,
back to reality.
Yeah.
Please, you Bears fans, come back.
They're not gonna come back to reality. Let's be real.
I saw a TikTok video the other day, dude. I almost threw up laying in my bed, and I was about to just throw up and just let it choke and just kill me, okay? Because some guy fucking made a video. The Bears win this game, and then they go to the Super Bowl. Mahomes Mahomes scores 2 minutes left, and Trubisky drives on the field. We beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, dude. Yeah,
that's not happening.
2021, leave the bullshit behind us, bro. Packers by 1,000. Packers win this. Go to the Super Bowl. I still think the Chiefs are gonna win it. It's over with, bro. It's a wrap.
Yeah, it was a really good try, though. Really good try. Next game on schedule, we got the New Orleans Saints at the Carolina Panthers. Cal, who you got in this one?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Saints in this one. The Panthers are just done for. Saints got a lot on the line with this one, too, in terms of seeding. The Alvin Kamara just had a 6-touchdown game. That's ridiculous. Gets my ass, too, for that one. And then Drew Brees is... I still think they should start Taysom Hill. Call me fucking crazy. I think Taysom Hill is just a better fit for that team right now. I just feel like, I don't know. Drew Brees looked like shit, dude, last week against the Vikings. He really did again. Christmas game. And yeah, but I'm gonna go for this week. I'm just gonna go with the Saints in this one.
All right, Ahmed, who you got in this one?
Yeah, not much to say. Saints are gonna win this game by a lot. Panthers just feel bad. Literally, just that's all I got from them. The Saints are just the better team, plain and simple.
Yeah, honestly, fuck Matt Rule because you picked Carolina over the Giants. I mean, you don't look like a great coach either right now, but fuck you. But yeah, I agree with what Cal said earlier. We actually talked about this last week. Drew Brees is just fucking got one foot out the door at this point, honestly. But I do think that just in this case, in this game, I do think that they're going to handle the Panthers. So I'm going to take the Saints.
And I think McCaffrey's another one of those guys got to find another team, in my opinion. He deserves a win.
Yeah, they either got a heavy reload and like rebuild to make sure that like he is like up there and healthy and all that, or he just needs to find another team. Yeah. Next game on the schedule, we got that football team from Washington against the Philadelphia Eagles. Ahmed, who you got in this one?
This is like Washington should win this game. They are the better team. Like I know their offense isn't shit. They just let go their franchise quarterback Dwayne Haskins, right? But and now they don't have Alex Smith. Dude, like
who started for them this week?
I don't even fucking know.
Chad Henne. I don't know.
Yeah, listen, besides the quarterback situation, Washington's defense is way too good to be in this situation, right? This is like their defense is basically what the Bears defense was the last 3 years and no offensive help, right? The Eagles, I hope, in the sake of Abboud, of course, I don't hope they do well next season or the following years after that. But for the sake of Jalen Hurts, I hope he does well. This game really doesn't mean shit for either team. This is another who care game. I'm gonna take the Eagles just for the fucking sake of Jalen Hurts. That's literally it.
All right, Cal, who you got in this one?
Yeah, I'm still going with Washington. I think they're going to lock down. I think they got so fucking badass defense, regardless of who's under center. Because, I mean, let's face it, Alex Smith, great comeback story, but it's not like they're putting up crazy monstrous numbers, right? And I just Googled it. Their starting quarterback would be Taylor Heineke.
Oh, Taylor Heineke.
Yeah, so whoever he is, good luck, buddy. And, yeah, I'm just going to go with Washington in this one. I don't care who's under center. I don't think it changes the fact that their defense is very fucking good. And I think they would look a lot better with the offense, with a better offense. Jalen Hurts, shout out to him, man, when he did these past couple games to start. They got a bright future in Philly. But for this week, I'm going with Washington in this one.
Yeah, I think that another part of this Week 17 NFL schedule is that there's a lot of cases this week where teams that don't necessarily have anything to play for can still play spoiler to a lot of things. Philadelphia, I think, takes pride in moments like these. I think they want to play spoiler for the Washington football team. Who the fuck? Will Heineken? What the fuck is his name? I don't even know who his
Taylor Heineken.
I think that's a drink, by the way.
Yeah, Taylor Meineke, whatever the fuck his name is. I don't think that this is the quarterback that you plan to have. I don't think they wanted Dwayne Haskins in this situation necessarily, but I mean, obviously Alex Smith going down, comeback player of the year. Hot take, I think Jalen Hurts currently, as the NFC East stands, even maybe with Dak being back, it really doesn't matter. I think that he is the best quarterback in the division. I think that what he brings to the game, what he's able to do, currently speaking, solidified. I think that the Eagles are the only ones that like genuinely have their franchise quarterback moving forward. And I think they look to make a statement this game.
Come on, dude. Dak Prescott's been good all his entire career. Let's be real.
We'll see what happens when he comes back. We'll see what happens.
All right, well,
assuming he comes back normally, hopefully he does, man. Because regardless,
yeah,
you want to see the injuries like that. But I think if he comes back back to normal, I think we gotta give Jalen Hurts a full season, right? Before we just maybe have a couple games, but we still gotta go with Dak at this one, NFC East.
I think the way that he came in towards the end of the season and what he's been able to do in an offense that he hasn't been playing with for however many weeks. I get it. You've been practicing, maybe even taking reps as QB1, but it's different than coming in as a rookie and doing this. Me personally, from what we've seen with him, I like what I see from him better than what I see from Tua, if we're being honest.
Yeah,
but
I agree with that, actually.
I think Tua, but also there's not a lot of film on Jalen Hurts, right? They always say that, stuff like that. I don't know how much I believe in that, but I got to see a full season, which I think he's a clear-cut starter for next year. But we got to see next year how he does.
For sure. Next game on the schedule, we got. Oh, actually, that was the last game on the schedule. All right, guys. So that's going to wrap up Week 17 Pick-Ems, brought to you by SideLine Sports. From all of us here at SideLine Sports, I just want to take the opportunity to say thank you for everybody that rocked with us during 2020, for Pick-Ems, for the podcast, for the live shows, for everything that we were able to do, only bigger and better as the year goes on. I want to thank my co-host, Kal. I appreciate you, man.
Absolutely, always, man.
Absolutely. And Amer, I appreciate you since day one, grinding it out. And obviously to get to this point, we're not happy with where we are, but, it's great to at least be here.
Yeah, of course, man. I mean, 2021 is going to be a huge year for us. Again, all the support that you guys gave us in 2020, hopefully it just continues on and gets better as a whole community of SLS. And again, thank you guys for all the support.
Absolutely, guys. Be sure to follow us on all of our socials at SLS Inc. Until next time, and we will definitely be doing postseason pick-ems, so definitely keep an eye out for that. All right, guys. Until next time. Peace.